welcome back to my class. This is Mehjabin Fatima, a teacher at Elizabeth High School and Junior College. Till now we have completed 12th chapter in social studies, and today we are going towards our 13th chapter, that is the Kings of Vijayanagara. Now let's begin with our chapter. Unable to fight with the Vijayanagara's rulers individually. So the power of these Vijayanagara kings, it grew further during the time of Krishna Deva Raya's success, that is Achyuta Deva Raya and Aliya Rama Raya. As at that time these Bahumani rulers, they were unable to defeat the Vijayanagara individually by the year 1565 AD, and all the 5 Bahumani kingdoms, they have joined together and defeated Rama Raya in Rakkasi Tangadi war, which is also known as Tallikotta war. So at that time they have looted and destroyed the city of Vijayanagara, and the emperors who succeeded him shifted their capital to Chandragiri near Tirupati, but never regained the glory of earlier times. While a part of the empire came under the control of the sultans, the chiefs and nayakas became independent in other parts. So these 5 Bahumanis, they together joined and they have destroyed the city, that is Vijayanagara, and they have also looted this city. This city again could not get the glory of that earlier times. So while a part of the empire, it came under the control of the sultans, and the chiefs and nayakas, they became independent in other parts. Let's see about the Qutub Shahis of Golconda, that is 1512 to 1687. So in the previous chapter we read about the Kakatiya kingdom in the Telangana region. After the end of the Kakatiya kingdom, some of the subordinate nayakas established independent kingdoms. Of these, the Vellamma kingdoms of Rachakonda and Devarakonda were few strong and challenged the authority of the Vijayanagara emperors and the Bahumani kings. So in the previous chapter we have read about the Kakatiya kingdom in the Telangana region. At the end of these Kakatiya kingdoms, subordinate or the Nayakas, they have established their independent kingdoms, and from these Velama kingdoms of Rachakonda and Devarakonda kingdoms, they were very strong and challenged the authority of Vijayanagara emperors and the Bahumani kings. So around in the year of 1512, Quli Qutub Shah, who was a governor of the Bahumanis in Telangana region, declared independence and established the Qutub Shahi dynasty of Golconda. Quli Qutub Shah extended his rule by capturing forts at Warangal, Kondapalli, Eluru and Rajamundri, and the main parts of Golconda state was Telangana. His successors ruled up to year 1687. So again around in the year of 1512, this Quli Qutub Shah, he was the governor of the Bahumanis in Telangana region. He declared independence and he also established Quli Qutub Shah dynasty of Golconda. And this Quli Qutub Shah, he extended his rule by capturing several forts of Warangal, Kondapalli, Eluru and Rajamundri, and the main part of Golconda state was in Telangana. His successors again they ruled up to 1687. The Qutub Shahi rulers quickly understood the regional ecology and decided to continue the Kakatiya pattern of irrigation system to widen the agrarian base in core region of Telangana. Since they lived in capital Golconda, built Hussain Sagar Lake in 1562 during the reign of Ibrahim Qutub Shah. It was named after Sufi Saint Hazrat Hussaini Shah Wali, who helped to design it. It was developed as an artificial lake that holds water perennially fed into Musi river. It became main source of drinking water to Hyderabad. Another tank at Ibrahimpatnam was also built by him. Well known that Puranpul was also built across river Musi. So this Qutub Shahi rulers, they quickly understood the regional ecology and they decided to continue with the Kakatiya's pattern of irrigation system. So since they were living in the capital Golconda, they built a Hussain Sagar Lake in the year 1562, and during that reign of Ibrahim Qutub Shah, it was named after Sufi Saint Hazrat Hussaini Wali Shah, who helped to design that lake, and it was also developed as an artificial lake that holds water and perennially fed into Musi river, and it became the main source of drinking water for the Hyderabadis. And it was however well known that Purampul was also built across the river Musi. Ibrahim's son Muhammad Quli was a great visionary and was responsible for the planning and building of Hyderabad city. So he was having the son whose name is Muhammad Quli, and he was also having the great visionary, and he was only responsible for the planning and building the city of Hyderabad. As the Prime Minister of Quli Qutub Shah, he played an important role in preparing the layout plan for the Charminar along with that of the new capital city. Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah built Makkah Masjid and Jama Masjid. It was built on the model of the Grand Mosque of Mecca. So, at that time the Prime Minister of Quli Qutub Shah, he played the important role of preparing layout plan for building the Charminar along with the new capital city. And Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, he also built the Makkah Masjid and Jama Masjid, and it was built on the model of the Grand Mosque that is in Makkah. Quli Qutub Shah commissioned bricks to be made from the soil brought from Makkah and used them in the construction of the central arch of the mosque. So, this Makkah Masjid, it is made from the bricks which are from the soil which are brought from the Makkah city. So, with the help of these bricks, it was given the name as Makkah Masjid. A room in the mosque also contains hair of Prophet Muhammad. Quli Qutub Shah also constructed the Charminar, the most recognizable symbol of Hyderabad. He was also an accomplished poet in Persian and Urdu. The Deccani Urdu acquired the state's literary language due to his contributions. So, there is also a room in the mosque that also contains the hair of Prophet Muhammad, and he also constructed Charminar, that is most recognizable symbol of Hyderabad, we can say, and he was an accomplished poet with Persian and Urdu, and the Deccani Urdu, it acquired the status of literary language due to his contributions. Hayat Bakshi Begum was the daughter of Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah. She built Hayat Bakshi Mosque located in Hayat Nagar near Hyderabad. She was also known as Ma Sahiba. Ma Sab Tank is a distorted version of Ma Sahiba Tank. So, Hayat Bakshi Begum is the daughter of this Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah, and she also built a Hayat Bakshi which is located in Hayat Nagar near Hyderabad, and she also known as Ma Sahiba, and Ma Sab Tank is a distorted version of Ma Sahiba Tank. During the Qutub Shahi period, Golconda was known all over the world for his famous diamonds. At that time, Machilipatnam became a major port from where trade was carried out with Southeast Asia, China, Persia, Arabia and Europe. Great caravans travelled from the coastal region to Golconda carrying merchandise, gold and silver from different countries. So, during the period of Golconda was known all over the world for his famous diamonds, and at that time Machilipatnam port became the major port where trade was carried out with Southeast Asia, China, Persia and Europe, and great caravans they used to travel through this coastal region of Golconda carrying merchandise, gold and silver from the different countries. The tombs of the 7 Qutub Shahi rulers in the Ibrahim Bagh are located those in the famous Golconda Fort in Hyderabad. The tombs mark a unique architectural style which is a mixture of Persian and Hindu. Shah Jahan, the Mughal emperor, was impressed by the architecture of the Qutub Shahi tombs and built the Taj Mahal with white marble. The tombs are structures with intricately carved stonework and are surrounded by landscaped gardens. So, there are 7 tombs of Qutub Shahi rulers in the Ibrahim Bagh, and they are located close to the famous Golconda Fort in Hyderabad, and the tombs they mark a unique architectural style which is a mixture of Persian and Hindu. So, the Shah Jahan, who is the Mughal emperor, he was also impressed by the architecture of Qutub Shahi tombs, and he also built the Taj Mahal in the city of the Delhi, and he used white marbles, and the tombs were structured with intricately carved stonework, and it was surrounded by the landscape gardens. So, basically these Mughals, they did not follow the inclusive policy of the Qutub Shahis, and they removed local people from position of power and they brought more people from the outside. They also tried to extract maximum revenue from this region and adopted the system of revenue contract. Under this system, the government auctioned the rights to collect revenue from a region to highest bidder. This was usually the locally powerful people of moneylenders, and they oppressed the peasants and artisans to get maximum income. This caused widespread distress including famines, migration and depopulation. So these people, they have removed the local people from the positions and powers, and they brought more people from the outside. They also tried to extract maximum revenue from this region, and they have adopted the system of revenue contract. So under this system, and the government, it auctioned the rights to collect revenue from the region to the highest bidder, and these were usually the locally powerful people or money lenders who used to oppress the peasants and artisans to get the maximum income, and this caused widespread distress, including famines, migration and depopulation. So this was all about our 13th chapter, that is the kings of Vijayanagara. So in this chapter we have learnt about the kings of Vijayanagara, how they have established their kingdom, and we have also read about Qutub Shahis of Golconda. So this was all about our chapter. So we will wind up our class here itself, and we'll continue our next chapter with next.